What's up, everybody? I am Fine as Wine. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Fine as Wine. Welcome in. Hello to everyone. I hope that you guys enjoyed your Memorial Day and that you were able to eat a lot of barbecue, spend it with family. I was able to spend my Memorial with family, people I haven't seen in a while. I had a good time. My sister, she decided to do this all at her house. Of course, I end up having to do all the cooking, which doesn't surprise me at all. But I'm okay with that because, again, it's something that I like to do. So we had it all. We had everything. We had a whole seafood boil. Check out the live that I did on earlier today, and you guys can see everything that I cooked. Oh my God! And we had a whole caterer. I'm so full right now. But before I tune down and wind down for this evening, I had to share a particular story that struck me in a way to where, it was really sad to hear. All the way from High Point, North Carolina. This actually happened on Sunday. The news was reported on Sunday. There was a 25-year-old pastor in that neighborhood who was a very good person who helped the community, helped young people. He got his life right with Christ. He made some changes in his life. He had just gotten engaged. He had a son that was, I think, 1 or 2 years old. He fed the community. He fed the hungry, and he gave back in a way to where he was in prison before. But while he was in prison, he was able to change his life. So when he got out, he wanted to change someone else's life as well because of the help that he received and how God changed his life. So he said, I want to help someone to get their life changed, He played every instrument there is. He played the piano, the drums. I mean, the list goes on. He knew how to sing, 25-year-old man, 25-year-old pastor. He just gotten ordained also to be pastor. He was supposed to preach his first sermon that's on that Sunday, and his life was taken. His life was taken by two men who were circling his neighborhood in a red, like, minivan type of Jeep type of size vehicle. He saw them circling his neighborhood, so he decides he wants to, potentially find out if they needed help or potentially talk to them, spread the word to them. So they shoot him, all because he was trying to offer assistance and help and try to figure out what was going on. He was a good person, very good person. From what I did the research on him, he was a very good person. I mean, very awesome person. Definitely touched by God. And just wanted to do good to people. It disheartens me. You could be nice, kind to people, and do everything, bend over backwards, only to get shitted on. That's the type of world we live in, unfortunately. And we often hear these type of stories, but you rarely hear about pastors being shot down like that. It's crazy. let's send some positive energy and prayers up for his family. And I know he's in a better place. And the family, they're suffering. And my heart just goes out to them. You know, and it's crazy. But I have the story. I have a clip that I want you guys to watch, and then we're going to watch it, and we're going to talk about it, discuss it step by step. So stay tuned. Here is the clip, and I'll be right back.
He instantaneously had just this gift to not know a stranger and to embrace that person, not for what they were at that moment, but for who they could be.
And that's just what Robert Booth was doing when he was shot and killed outside his High Point home on Ardale Drive Tuesday night, striking up a conversation with two men who had allegedly been walking around the complex.
It doesn't surprise me. That's the character of Robert. The streets or the community was Robert's pulpit.
Bishop Kerry Thomas had just ordained Booth as a pastor days before his death, and the bishop says this creates a hole in their fellowship that he's now trying to help people find their way through.
Right now, I'm just being here as much as I can because I understand that presence matters.
Police are keeping up their presence as well, handing out flyers Friday, talking with neighbors, trying to learn anything to help them find Booth's killer.
Put them in their hands so they can see and read what we're talking about. Some people didn't even know that it happened.
Here's what police do know. The suspects are described as two black men who ran from the scene to a getaway car. From surveillance video, police say it's a burgundy Hyundai Santa Fe, estimated to be a model released between 2008 and 2010.
We can't be everywhere all the time, but our people that live in the city, they're everywhere all the time. So it always takes the community working together with the police department.
In the meantime, Booth's memory and message lives on through his friends, family, and fellowship.
Some of the people that Robert had past experiences with turned their life over to Christ and followed him in that mandate. So just the very fabric of who he was, outside of him being a pastor or outside of him being clergy, he was just a good human being.
This memorial marking the final spot where Robert Booth got to preach the word of God to the community. There is another memorial happening this Sunday afternoon. It's going to be filled with music and lots of his loved ones. Police are trying to get them answers, so if you do know anything about this death, give them or Crime Stoppers a call. In High Point, Jackie Pascal, WXII 12 News.
He was a great man of God who just had an heart for all people. It didn't matter who you were.
A man of faith with a gift for music he used to serve others.
We were trying to go into different neighborhoods, different places to feed people and show love when there's already so many people shooting and killing each other out here. There's so much hatred in the world.
Dwayne Waden Jr. joined his brother Robert Booth when he started Hood Holiness Church with the goal of ending violence in High Point through street ministry. Waden says Booth turned to God after troubled teenage years.
It only took him one time to go to, not even prison, just go to jail. For him to know, hey, this ain't the way.
Just last week, Booth became officially ordained as a pastor and proposed to his girlfriend during the ceremony. The future of the ministry seemed bright.
Somebody got shot. Somebody got shot.
Then, days later,
we started talking about wedding plans on Sunday, and then here we go, his family is having to plan funeral.
Brandon Smith is a longtime friend who says the pastor walked up to some young people wearing black ski masks in his neighborhood.
He probably looked at them boys and seen himself. He wasn't encouraging gang violence. He wasn't selling dope. He was preaching the word of God. That's it. And they just took his life.
High Point police are searching for two suspects and this burgundy SUV. Booth leaves behind his fiancée, a young son, and a mission.
Everything he's been doing has been to save people in these neighborhoods that shooting each other for no reason.
Waden will continue what his brother started in his name.
Still, he's going to be right there with us.
In High Point, Grace Holland, WFMY News 2.
Tonight, the Triad honors a High Point pastor who tried to fight against gun violence before being shot himself. God's United House of Grace and Mercy held a special musical tribute for Pastor Robert Booth. Proceeds from the event are going towards funeral costs and to help Booth's family.
The thing Robert always said is if he ever went, he would want a concert. He loved music. He was one of the most talented dudes I've ever met in my life, man. And he always said he would want a concert. So we just trying to give him some honor, right? Had to give it to him.
On Tuesday, High Point police say Booth was shot and killed in front of his home on Ardale Drive, just days before the young minister was ordained as a pastor and proposed to his girlfriend. Booth used Christian rap and street ministry to combat violence and spread the gospel.
We were trying to go into different neighborhoods, different places.
So this 25-year-old pastor just wanted to spread the word. He was spreading the word, allegedly to the two guys that he went up to, and they shot him. You can see his brother. His brother was out there also. As a team, they teamed up to do good things for the community. That's just what they stood for. That's what Robert Booth stood for. So my prayers is to him, and thank you, Robert, for the good things that you have done for trying to help your fellow brethren and sister and wanting them to all get that help like you did and make a change in your life. I wish I knew you. I wish I had met you. You seem like a great individual. He was shot on Saturday, this past Saturday, and it was outside his home, actually, on Ardale Drive. Robert Booth was transported to the hospital and later died, officials are told. Police have not been able to find the people who shot Booth and are asking the community for any help that they may have or know of. Please help. Officers did canvass Booth's neighborhood. They canvassed it and have been canvassing that neighborhood on Friday morning, handing out flyers and talking with neighbors. Booth had been ordained as a pastor just days before his death by Bishop Kerry Thomas. The streets were Robert's pulpit, and he wasn't ashamed or afraid to say that, nor was he afraid or hesitated to talk about God and all the good things that God has done for him, how he changed his life around. So, just the very fabric of who he was, outside of him being a good pastor, outside of him being clergy, he was just a good human being, according to his family members and all the people around him. I hope justice is served for what has happened to you, and you can't mess with God's people and think that you're just going to, nothing's going to happen or it's not going to come back around. So y'all think y'all running, but you guys are going to be found. You guys are going to be found. Robert Booth had just proposed to his girlfriend and was planning a wedding. His son is left without a father. Booth could. It's been said that he could strike up a conversation with anyone, talk to anybody, no matter their background, because he didn't see, he saw the person, the heart, what's in the heart, and what's up in here. He didn't see all the other stuff, and that's how it's supposed to be, because at the end of the day, God does judge the heart. He judges the heart. And it doesn't matter about the outside. What matters is the inside and what's inside of you, what's inside of your heart. Police have said that his murder is connected with another homicide in High Point. So there's some connections going on here. They did not explain further exactly what connection they're talking about, but they are pretty sure that it's a similar crime that happened that's connected to this one. So yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking. And again, you guys put your thoughts and opinions below. Please share me out. Hit that subscribe button. I just hate to hear stories like this, because there are good people out in this world, and we need them here. We need them here. But, God needed him more, okay? But I hate to see this happen to people like him. Bad things happening to people like him. I hate it. I hate it. Sleep is kicking in. But you guys, thank you for being here. Share me out, and I will chat with you guys later. Let me know if you heard about this story. And if so, give me your thoughts and opinions. I appreciate it. Take care. This is Fine as Wine.